Hello YouTubers, I don't know if that's what you guys like to be called who watch YouTube videos, or ladies and gentlemen, fellows, I'm gonna call you YouTubers for now. My name is Mark, or Skateite. Skateite's the name of my YouTube channel, so whichever you prefer to call me is fine. And I made a tutorial about a year ago on the plugin Twixtor, and it was an okay tutorial, but I found some better settings, and found some settings to get sound and just make it a little bit easier. And I've added a couple, well actually just one plugin for a better result. And here's a video with the new updated settings, and it has sound, which is actually synced, which is actually pretty cool. So let's preview this. Alright, so of course we are going to be using Adobe After Effects, but it doesn't matter what creative suite you have. You could probably have Creative Suite 3, 4, 5. I'm pretty sure it's the same. Just make sure when you download your plugins Twixtor Pro and Real Smart Motion Blur that you get it for the correct creative suite, which stands for CS. And of course we're going to be using Twixtor. You're going to need to find a way to get that. You just type it in on the Google search bar, how to get Twixtor Pro for free. You're going to need Time Remap or a ramp slow-mo. That already comes with After Effects, so you are good to go. And another program, it's made by the same company that makes Twixtor. It's called Real Smart Motion Blur, or RSMB. You are also going to need to find a way to get that, to download that, because it does not come with Twixtor. Again, type it in the YouTube search bar. And here is another example. Sorry, that's really loud for you guys. It's loud in my headphones. Yeah, that's super sick. There's barely any warping, and the Real Smart Motion Blur will blur the objects moving so they don't seem like they're ghosting or, you know, really skippy. If you guys have used Twixtor, you know the problems with Twixtor, and Real Smart Motion Blur will help counteract that, but it's not a perfect program. So yeah, and I like how it just almost stops, you know, it almost like freezes. Mad sick. I'm gonna skip, and this is so sick. His arms are moving, but you know, him grinding is you know, he's almost frozen in time, I guess. So let's jump into the tutorial. So once you open up After Effects, I have CS5. Again, doesn't matter which creative suite you have. You're gonna get this pop-up. Doesn't matter. Go over to File, Import, and File. And I thought I had this saved for save some time, but I know which line I'm gonna be using, or clip. And my friend Andrew, he did a fountain line, or we call it skate spot fountain. So yeah, so once you import your clip, you want to click on your clip, and this is an important part. Your frames per second, that's what FPS stands for. And I shot that day, I shot on DVs, which was 29.97 frames per second. If some cameras shoot on like 27.94 or something, or it might be 59.94. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you know how many frames per second. And again, just click this and it should tell you. Another important factor is your separating fields. Now as you can see, mine says upper. Yours may be none, or yours may be lower. Depends on what type of camera you used and what type of media tapes you recorded on. So these two settings, of course, you need to know, very important. Let's get into the tutorial. I'm trying to make this under 15 minutes, so if I'm speaking fast and you can't understand what I'm saying, just try to imitate what I'm doing on the screen. Okay, so take our clip and we drag it in this little icon here. It's gonna say creative new composition. Just drag it in and drop it. Okay, so as soon as you dropped your clip into the composition, as you see, we are going to get like a square instead of a rectangle shaped video. easy to fix. Just go to composition and composition settings. Okay, so as you can see, my width is set at 1400 and whatever 1440 and 1080, and YouTube does not use these dimensions, so all I'm gonna do is set it to YouTube's dimensions, which is 1280. Okay, correct myself. The width is 1280 and the height 720. Okay, now this will be full screen in YouTube's media player or video player, and this is the pretty sure the official HD presets. So this preset doesn't matter what it says here, just as long as you have width and height. And pixel aspect ratio, I'll make it square. And a frame rate, again, make sure it's the same frame rate as I was talking about earlier in the video. Okay, if not, just choose what it is. And our duration. Okay, now this is an important step. Since we are going to since we dropped our clip into a composition, the composition set itself all of its settings to the video file or the video itself, and the video is only going to be, well, my video is 19 seconds point 14. That's how long the composition is too. So since we are going to be slow-moing the clip, the composition needs to be longer, if you kind of know what I'm saying. The problem most people have when they don't extend their composition duration is that it will get to the end of the clip, but then it will cut out, and it won't be the full clip, you know. It will get close to the end and it'll just cut out. That's because you didn't set up your composition duration long enough. Okay, so just think about it. If we're taking a clip, right, and we're slow-moing the clip's going to be longer than it usually was, or it originally was. So we got to change the composition and make it longer. So all you simply have to do is just add an extra 10 seconds. This clip's 19 seconds, so just make it 29 seconds. Okay, real simple. Okay, and as you can see, our clip is bigger than our composition window. So real easy, just select your clip and press Control Alt F, or if you're Mac, I believe it's Command Alt F. I'm not too sure about that. And this is just my VIG, and what I'm doing now is just expanding it out. If you guys are watching this for Call of Duty, you don't have to mess with that, but this is just a pet peeve of mine. Okay, into the Twixtor part. Now select our clip here. We want to go to Effect, Vision Plugins, Twixtor Pro. Now if you can't find Twixtor through going through your effect file, you can easily just type it in here, Twixtor Pro, and then you drag it and drop it on. But I already have Twixtor on this clip, so I'm not going to do that. And if it's still not showing up, that means you installed it correctly. So look on YouTube for a better tutorial on how to do that. Okay, into our Twixtor, I guess I'd like to say grid, or whichever you want to call it, effect control panel. Okay, so the main thing, you only need to mess with two things here: your frame rate. Remember, this is important again. Frame rate needs to be the same as your frame rate here. 29.97. Yours might be different. Just make sure it's the same, okay, guys? And input fields. Now the input fields is it's different wording, but it's the same thing as separating fields. So mine says upper, yours may say none or lower. I'm gonna make mine upper, and we don't need to play with anything else. We don't need to play with the speed yet. Just frame rate, input fields, real simple. Okay, so now we're gonna do something pretty weird. We're gonna take this composition. Remember, we took our clip and we put it into a composition. Okay, so we're gonna take this composition and put it into another composition. Okay, so if you guys have ever seen the movie Inception, A Dream Inside a Dream, is exactly what I'm talking about right now. So here's our composition, here's our clip, here's our composition. You can tell by the different colors here. And what we can do is we can take our composition, drag it in here, or we can just take our clip here, layer, and pre-compose it. Pre-compose is the same thing as make a new composition, and I'm just gonna name this remap so I know which composition is which. And here we go. So this comes down to the slow-moing part right here. So you're gonna take your scrubber marker and you're going to scrub or go to where you want the slow motion to start. Mine is where he pops the board, and I'm gonna hit my keyboard Control Alt T. That brings up time remap. Okay guys, sorry, I'm gonna have to split this tutorial up into 2 parts. This will be the end of part 1, and I will be uploading part 2 shortly, and I will make a annotation right here on the screen somewhere for part 2. And thanks.